Hey, okay, hi. Welcome to this first episode, first Evolve episode, like in English, fully in English. Welcome to everyone. I see many people in the instance, like there's also many people in the chat. I can see that, like there's 26 people. That's insane. You guys are insane. Okay, so welcome. My name is Hyro. I'm really happy. I'm really glad to present this show, this Evolve show. As you might know, we are in virtual reality. So like we are in VRchat, which is like a social platform in virtual reality. And today I'm gonna present that show. We will have like guests and many people presenting other many interesting stuff, tech news, maps. So let's go. Let's present ourselves. Hi, hello, Wolf. Who are you, and what will you present to us?
Hello, my name is Wonder. I do a lot of things, but today I'm doing tech news and I'm going to be talking about two really interesting things. First of all, an upcoming VR headset, and then also upcoming VR gloves.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have like questions about like gloves because it's interesting. Like, yeah. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Okay, and after that it will be Lyra. Lyra, okay, present to you and Leia, everything.
Hi, my name is Lyra, and I'm going to be presenting a VR game that is well hidden in the game stores that not a lot of people know about. So we'll talk more about it.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, nice. And you, Karen, what are you gonna talk about us? Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, hello there. I'm Karen, and I'm a virtual photographer, and I photograph worlds. So today I will be presenting you a couple of really interesting worlds that you can check out in VRChat.
Okay, that's nice. I want to see. Like, okay, give us a hint. What kind of world will it be?
Well, two classics and a couple of new ones, very beautiful ones.
Do I know them? Like, do I know one of the maps
You
that you
probably know them.
Okay, good to know. And then after that, we're gonna have like an amazing interview with SlimeVR, ZRock, right here. So yeah, and Wolf will ask questions. Yeah, present yourself quickly if you will.
I'm ZRock35. I'm a I'm a YouTuber. I do SlimeVR YouTube videos and event coordination for the SlimeVR Discord, and I'm just hype about slime. I'm here to share all the news that I have, all the new stuff.
Okay, thank you so much. And yeah, also, I can see many people in the instance, many people in the chat. Like on Twitch, if you want to see the show directly in VR, if you have a headset, or if you have VRchat in your PC too, you can also join the group. Every single link is in the description of this live stream. You can also see like the website. If you guys have any questions during this live stream in the instance, just raise your hand, and or else you can directly type the question directly as in the text box message, and also in the chat you can ask questions and everything. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's start with the first column, tech news.
I've been hearing quite a lot about the new Deckard headset from Valve. So there's a couple of patents, of course, that I've been scouring through. There's one from 2022 and one from 2023. They both seem to have very interesting components, like there's a battery pack apparently on the back. It does seem to be modeled based off the Index and not any other headsets, so that's really cool, but it could be standalone. And there's also a lot of things that have been added to SteamVR as updates. So we've discovered, for example, that there are things to implement face tracking and eye tracking, which could mean that it's there for compatibility for other headsets or other devices, but it can also suggest that maybe the Deckard will be capable of face tracking. In other news for the headset, we've also been able to find these new ROY controllers in the SteamVR files. And interestingly enough, there's some that do appear to have tracker rings and some that don't. So maybe the controllers could be standalone as well. And we also have new models which have not been previously found before. And we do have them in the studio as well to take a closer look at them. So as you can see, they do look like normal VR controllers, like the ones you would expect from the Quest or other headsets. However, there are some really interesting things, like why exactly does this one have a D-pad and where's the touchpad? Well, it looks like they're modeling more after the flat screen models for regular game controllers rather than what people are currently doing for VR controllers nowadays. Though, of course, you still have the SteamVR buttons, the menu buttons, and the share buttons, and the trigger and grip, as with every other standard controller model. Now, what we don't currently know is the price. We don't know the release date. We don't know exactly what will come on the headset. But from that information, that's all that I've been able to gather currently. And we would only really know more if they decide to leak more content on accident or purpose, or if they release something. So we'll see. For the second talk, of course, the VR gloves, which I'm sure a lot of you really, really, really are interested in.
Explain to us what it is all about. Like, okay. I'm sure. Like, okay. Tell me. Okay, tell me. Go on.
All right. So as you can see in the video, these are actually the immersive gloves by a company called EoZ VR. Now, they do make a lot of VR gear. They make USB hubs, they make dongles, they sell Tundra trackers and straps, and Lyra's gone. But we do have models of the, we do have the product listing of these gloves also that we can take a look at. So it does appear that these gloves are priced around $220 to $250, and that's relatively affordable considering things like the index controller are $280. However, you do need to buy Tundra trackers to put on the back of them for the actual tracking of the hands,
Okay.
and the glove will handle the finger tracking.
Okay.
And we do also have a model just for demonstrative purposes of what you might expect it to look like when they finally release. They would look something like this, and the components are relatively simple, but it is really, really interesting. So these little gray devices here, these are housings that have two components in them. They have an IMU to track the rotational movement of the fingers, and they also have a magnetometer. And this is there to help calibrate and ground the fingers so that they don't drift over time slowly as you like hold your hand open or closed and stuff like that. There is also another interesting thing that I would like to talk about these gloves is the controllers. So these are the Magnetra controllers, and they come from a company called DiverX, which also makes mocap gloves, but not necessarily VR tracking gloves. So they're way more expensive, but they do have a similar controller. And as you can see, it does have a joystick. It does have the A and B buttons that you would expect to see on most normal controllers, as well as the trigger over here, and a touchpad buttons over here so that you can control things like scrolling. It also has these really interesting hinges which allow you to move the device and adjust it along your finger, or you can fold it up entirely and move it up here so it doesn't get in the way of your hand motions. You can also detach it and attach it whenever you like, though of course I don't have that implemented on the avatar, but in real life you'll be able to take it off and put it on. As for how the gloves actually work, they talk with the Tundra tracker. So instead of having a separate battery or a separate dongle, it's all connected to this Tundra device, and it'll send the tracking data through the Tundra as well as use the battery power from the device itself, which is really, really interesting.
That's amazing. Okay, can you show us again? No, just yeah, like that. Can you stay like that for like 1 hour? Like it's amazing. Like
I made the model
no,
myself.
for real. So you did it. You did that all by yourself, like on YouTube. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So like when you will if you want to use, for example, like the controllers directly, we'll just have to do like the like that, like the
Yeah.
I mean,
these. You just move them.
amazing. Okay.
You just pick them up, and you can either move them out of the way, or you can move them along your hand. For example, maybe your thumb is a little bit further back, so you can put it over here, or maybe it's a little bit far forward, so you move it up more.
That's
Or
cool.
of course, you can take it off and put it on. Although I will mention that I would personally prefer something wireless that you can just like put down like those controllers, because I feel like if you're doing sign language or something like that, you're probably going to need to pick them up and like take them off all the time, because I feel like I would accidentally bump into this thing and break it all the time, especially if I'm doing like workouts or something like that. But it is really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people will find it handy. Pun
Yeah,
intended.
any questions? Do you guys have like any questions about that?
Oh, I think, just a comment. This is perfect for musicians like pianists or guitarists, to play their instruments like very accurately.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
But
I
that's
love
all the
it.
topics I have to talk about for today, or at least this month. So let's move on to the next
Oh, you want to
person.
move on? I have so many questions. Like this isn't. I mean, this is actually. This thing is actually insane. Like you can like sign language, as you said, like guitar being like for the guitarist people. Like
It's okay.
I mean, there is so many applications. Like it's insane. Like have you seen like I don't know companies that like would be interesting into buying that like for the I know like stuff I know that they do. Do you have like
Yeah,
any
yeah.
applications that we can where we can like actually use those gloves like
Yeah, it's
like
super interesting. I'm surprised nobody has released anything like that before. It's really, really interesting.
like yeah guitar as you said like yeah
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. I'm not gonna know more like okay no
It's like playing a guitar, playing piano.
yeah guitar
So,
piano like really
ah,
precisely and everything like
I know
having a
so
cup
many
of
people
coffee
who can
having
use
a
this.
cup of
Yeah.
coffee in VR like precisely and drink I
And as you
do I
saw
like
in
a lot of
as you
seconds
saw in the video, you can there's hand-to-hand interactions, you can cross your fingers,
yes
you can do all of
I
it. It's
was
perfectly accurate.
I saw the video. It's like when the person was able to do that like directly, like
Mm-hmm.
with the fingers. Like that's
You
cool.
can't
Okay,
do
okay.
that with things like UDEX
Yeah,
gloves,
yeah, yeah.
UD-cap gloves. It just doesn't happen.
That's
It's like that
amazing.
joke. It's like that joke
That's
about
really
the
cool.
will this let me play piano? And it's like, yeah, it'll let you play piano. Oh, great! I didn't know how to play
Okay,
piano
okay.
before,
So
so
okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wolf. Thank
Yeah,
you for
no
everything.
problem.
Yeah, thank you for for what you said. We're gonna switch. We're gonna switch over to the VR game review.
Now, I'm a sucker for fantasy and even futuristic paths of games in general. So, but a game that I want to bring your attention to is called The Under Presents. It's a fantasy and mythical theme that brings life to its environments, objects, and even characters in all the stories. And yes, this game is open world and can be explored with your friends and online players in instances too. So, as I said, there's so much to explore and functions that allow players to interact with each other and even do gestures to show emotion. So, I mean, if you want to just give me a rose, thanks. So, one of the biggest functions that dawned onto me is the magic system and the time manipulation that you can do by grabbing your mask. It reverses and it mends things around the environment just by pulling the mask off of your face. So every player has a mask on, and you would just pull it out, and you would just either go counterclockwise or clockwise to reverse objects or fix them or break them, which is really cool. You can, and it could be seen through all platforms. Now, with the swift of the finger, with certain sequences, you're able to do spells and snapping your fingers and summon objects. So, which I think this is pretty cool, especially when you want to have a drink at the bar, which they do have. Players are able to change their appearance with their mask. So you can summon objects, as I said, and create effects around yourselves and players to work together to unlock certain, whether it's aesthetics, masks, and even open doors. There's secrets in the game, by the way, so you might want to just figure that out. Yeah.
Love secrets.
Now, this VR game is PC, Steam, and Quest. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did play this game when I was like only Quest. So, and I thought this game was really cool, even being on like the Quest site itself. And some of you guys may be wondering, like, oh, my graphics drops, and like, is there gonna be a difference? And the answer is there's no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tell us. Yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was gonna say that there is no difference. It's such like it's one of those games where it's like somewhat like simple, but it has so much like depth to it that allows players to enjoy it, even if you are on a standalone headset or you're on a $1,000 PC. So enjoy that. So on all platforms, players can enjoy the same experience cross-playing with one another and the same content. So there's so much to do with the game. Exploring could never get even better throughout the lobby and the party. And the open world itself, players can go around and explore the secrets. I'm gonna tell you, there is a secret. It's called the Under, but there is something under that that players go to, but you can't go alone. You have to go with a certain amount of people, and it's been a while for me. So, and I couldn't even do it by myself, even if I wanted to, because I need to go with more than 2 people. So, but there, as I said, there's so much to do. Not to forget, I'm not gonna forget and mention, I know that moving around, I know motion sickness is a big thing. Well, teleportation is a big thing in this game. And if you want to teleport and move places, all you got to do is just grab your space and you pull forward. And it literally warps you by I'd say 10 feet, and you just continue, and it's just so fast and easy. But they do have a settings for that, so if you kind of want to adjust that, that is your personal choice. But yes, warping, allowing you to drag to where you need to go. Movements, as I said, could be adjusted. In the lobby, players can also sit at the bar. So every time you open the game, you're greeted in this big lobby in this bar. I wouldn't really say it's a club. And they'll have live performances there. And you'll even see objects sitting about. And don't be afraid to grab them and interact with them using your mask to cast spells or even summon drinks and turn things to gold. And don't be afraid to make new friends, even with the little crabs that go around. You're going to see tiny crabs grabbing like a beach ball next to you. They'll probably want to play with you, and you can definitely do something about it. I don't know if the crabs are edible. You can try, but I am
That's a deal breaker.
Oh no!
No. So going back, there's so much to explore, lands to discover that are left in ruins, stories that are untold, and live performances. They do have live actors, though it's seasonal and a DLC, so it changes, and you're always going to be entertained somewhere in the game. Secrets are even among the land to give you a hint, as I said, under the ground. So don't forget about the secrets. I got to remind you like 3 times in case you forget. So if you decide to try the game and you're interested in discovery and mystical fantasy, this game is for you, and I highly recommend it. On Steam, it's on a price for Quest. When I got it, it was free. So you can enjoy that. And in my opinion, it's such a hidden gem. And in my eyes, without noticing, it's worth seeking. And if you want, I recommend you guys highly check it out. Even when playing with friends and meeting with new people there, it's such an interesting game.
It is very pretty. I like it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah, I really like the
That's
style.
fun.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you, Lyra. I mean, do you guys of you have any questions? Yeah, someone played this game before? I've played this game before. Okay. You played the demo? You played the demo? Okay, someone played the demo. Did you like it? It was amazing. And okay, it was not
No,
amazing.
it wasn't amazing. It was amazing.
It's
No, it's
amazing.
different, bro.
I should definitely try it out then.
Oh yeah, okay, I will try it then. Okay. Thank you for the answer. Thank you, Lyra. Thank you so much. I should play that game now. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we
well,
should all play it. You should
if
find
you
the
have any
secret
questions-
underground.
If you have any question, no more amazing VR games. Yeah, maybe next show. Yeah, next episode. Yeah, sure. I can see that in the chat. But yeah, thank you so much, Lyra. We're gonna move next to Karen. Yeah, hi, hello.
Hey, hello there.
I'm gonna talk about like maps, different maps that you can see in VRchat, and in particular like 2-1. So yeah.
Yeah.
You get a question? Sorry. Basic. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. For the price.
Yes.
Yeah, about the price. Okay, so actually, for the people who are like directly in the
Just repeat
Twitch
it.
live stream, you cannot hear like people in the instance. So Basic Under just told us like, what about the price? And on Steam you said, or like on Quest, like the two, yeah. Okay, tell us, Lyra. Yeah. Differences.
So Quest. So for Quest, when I played it as Quest, it was free. You get the same content. They don't limitate you on anything. But on PC, on Steam, they put a price on it, and I think it's because they made some changes. But it's completely free on Quest, so you guys get to enjoy it if you do stand alone.
Darn Quest users.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah.
No, Karen.
So yeah. Okay, so now let's move to like Karen. Yeah, so like map discovery. Tell us what it is about.
Well, hello everybody. I'm here to present you a wonderful selection of VRChat worlds that you can visit today. We will start off with two amazing all-time classics that are perfect for the introductions to people new to VRChat. The first world we will show you is Gion Street by Finns. It's the world where the Japanese actually celebrate their New Year's. And the second world is called Beyond the Bit by SteamVR, which is a world which will completely blow your mind as it changes everything around you. So please enjoy my little reel. Wow.
That's
Weren't those
actually
two
amazing.
amazing worlds, right? Two amazing worlds, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
the second one.
Two
I
amazing
haven't
worlds.
seen that. The first one I saw that one, like the second one, dude, is insane. Like, okay, tell us
Yeah.
more. I want more details. Tell
Yes.
us.
Well,
Yeah.
Beyond the Bit team is quite big, and it's by the biggest creators in VR chat, like SteamVR. And you saw the music is done by Yuki-Hata-san, who is an amazing composer and also the drummer of a band called Johnny Henry. And the first one is obviously being done by Finns, who is one of the VR chat staff.
Right.
Okay. was a dream. That was an amazing dream, dude.
Wow.
That was
That was
insane.
really nice,
Isn't it
right?
going on still?
Blown
Oh my
away.
god.
Blown away.
Oh. So, what you guys just saw was were 3 amazing new worlds that have been released like the past 2 to 3 weeks. And the first one you saw was Ever After by Kadeko, who's a very talented world creator, and I think created the liminal pool rooms. You got the Leafbound library by Okabintaro, and also a nice world creator. And the last one was Spring and You by AREN, but the actual creator is Honey, who's a very famous world creator. And Honey is very much known for her beautiful photogenetic worlds, and I totally recommend that you check her out. It's amazing, and you know all the worlds that I've shown today, they're very nice to show to people new to VR and give that oomph experience to new people. So yeah, there you have it. So for next time, I will create another couple of beautiful reels, select another couple of beautiful worlds for you. And I guess this is it for me. Do you have any questions? Please ask me.
We need the links. We need the links. That's the thing. We need the links.
I know. Oh my
I'm gonna tell you again.
gosh.
We
Yeah,
need the links.
amazing, right?
Ah,
That's amazing. I'm wondering how much megabyte. I mean, how many megabytes they are. But yeah, I mean, you told me you didn't know. Like, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're okayish, I guess. Let's just say the general average for these worlds is like 200-300 megs. So
Okay.
That last world, I think I speak for everyone. I would literally sleep next to that window. It's just so beautiful.
Oh
Yes.
my, yeah, it
it's
is.
beautiful, right? Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Karen. Okay. Now let's move on to the last and the last part of this amazing show. Let's talk about Slime VR. So Wolf, ZRock, let's start the interview about Slime VR.
All right.
Hey, ZRock, how you been doing?
Doing great, and glad to be here.
You loving your time in the show?
Yeah, this is awesome. I love the set. This is really fun, good info. And those words
that's
were amazing, by
great.
the way. Wow.
That's really cool. So, my first question, because I'm really curious, and I'm sure everybody else is too, what exactly is Slime VR, and what are the trackers?
All right, so good question. Slime VR is a full body tracking solution. It uses IMUs rather than outside in like Vives and things like that, which makes it so that it doesn't have occlusion. You can put blankets on over it, you can spin around, you can do everything you can do in normal, full body tracking. And I've been doing this for about 3 years now, kind of just making YouTube videos, being hype about it, helping improve it. I'm kind of a dev adjacent. I don't want to say I'm a developer, but I help the devs daily and work on testing beta tests and all that stuff and help the community. So what I do basically, I'm a community organizer at Slime, and I help people understand what slimes are. Basically, you have to put on a bunch of these trackers, and let me put them on here. Official slime. So I've put on a
Ooh.
lot of slimes here. This is a whole
Oh.
array of slimes. Slimes have the ability to use up to 20 trackers on your body. So for mocap, for things like VTubing, these are amazing. Like you can actually do all the mocap that high-end mocap, Rococo, things like that, $1,000 setups with suits and everything. You can just buy a bunch of slimes and do mocap and make animations for your movies, for your games, for everything. But yeah.
Now, those are really, really pretty, but I still want to know, where do I get them? How do I buy them?
Official slimes are available on the Crowd Supply website. There's a bunch of different sets depending on what your needs are. You can get the basic set of like maybe 5, 6, or you can go up to about 10, up to about 16 with the big set, and that's more for like mocap and VTubing and things like that. So yeah, you can get them on the Crowd Supply site. There are also DIY sellers that make slimes. This is an open source project. Everyone can make them. I made my own slimes 3 years ago. And you can do it yourself if you order the parts and get a little soldering experience and put them together. And they're really cheap. That's the thing. So people have been selling them, DIY slimes, and I've got a set of Gorbit slimes here that are DIY brand. And they're like small little slimes. They're little squares and things like this. So people design them in different shapes and configurations, and yeah. So it's a really vibrant community. Everybody's working on this stuff. It's always developing. and I can share a lot about this. I talk about this stuff all the time.
So one
it's my
thing
hype.
that I
Yeah.
think we're all really curious about also is,
Mhm.
so you mentioned DIY. So like the other people can make the trackers, right? And they can sell them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how exactly is the price relative to, let's say you wanted to buy directly from the store, or you wanted to buy on the SlimeVR marketplace or DIY place? What are the prices or like waiting times for like the different options?
Okay, so official slimes have a 2-year warranty. They've got, they're got all kinds of basically, you can get the official slimes and they'll take about maybe 2 months at this point to get to you from the point you order. 2-3 months, something like that. They've been spinning up. They got like a whole assembly operation going. The shipping has now just gotten automation. Has been one of the biggest problems with slime, is that you order them and it takes too long to get to you. Well, that's changing. So hopefully that'll be, very quickly turn around. And the price is for official slimes is a little bit more than you'd get for DIY, but you're getting a really good quality product that has, good testing and good materials and all that stuff. DIY can be substantially cheaper. However, you're getting maybe not as good of the IMU, the actual boards themselves, and the chip, the chips they use might not be the high end that the official ones use. But you can get them for cheap and they work pretty well. So as an example, a DIY tracker, like my Gorbit slimes, these costs currently on the DIY marketplace $17 each. So each tracker is $17, and you need a basic set of 5 or 6 to have them work correctly. But you can always add more. That's the nice part. Official slimes, if you look at the prices on the crowd supply, the cheapest set is probably around 300 or so for the whole thing, but it comes with all the stuff, and they're quite good. They're quite good. So yeah,
I see.
cheap and affordable, but depending on if you want to get the highest end or you want to get something that just works. In a side note, you can use like things, and I shouldn't even mention this because people will be mad at me, but you can even use things like Joy-Cons and phones to be slime tracker. Phones have a program called OOTrack, and you can turn them into slimes just to try it if you're curious about it and you want to just see a little bit of like, oh, I got some tracking in my VR, and yeah, that's basically it. Very
I see. So disclaimer for the marketplace: do your own research, I suppose.
That's it. Yes, buyer beware. Look at other people's reviews, see what they said. The good thing is about the slime review, the section of DIY sellers and slime, is that we keep things open. We let people tell their story about like how their experience was with the slimes. Other sellers on their own Discords might delete bad comments and things like that. We don't do that. So you get, you can go in, you can see what people say. It's all up front. So yeah.
All right. So what about, like, you did mention like vibe trackers before, but I'm really curious more about like what exactly are the different benefits and trade-offs, I suppose, of going the Slime VR route as opposed to like buying base stations, vibe trackers, all that sort of stuff. Like what would you expect to see in like the experience or the cost?
So it's a trade-off. For one, you will not get the perfect tracking, the accurate tracking that Vives have. They have, sub-millimeter accuracy. Basically, they, you put them on, they are accurate as anything. Slimes use rotational data from little rotation sensors, and they set them all up on a human skeleton model, and that's what makes the tracking work. As such, it's not quite as accurate. It does take some practice. I'm always there telling people like improvements on how to get your straps to be good and not have the tracker shift on your body, and how to get the best performance out of them. Sometimes I tell people it takes about a week to get used to using slimes properly. Whereas Vive, it's pretty much plug and play. You put them on, you do your little thing, boom, you're done. So after a week though, once you've practiced them and you've got them good, they're extremely good for dancing, spinning around, like a lot of pole dancers, all types of, any kind of dancing is extremely good with slime because there's no
And you mentioned
occlusion.
occlusion too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
occlusionless.
So occlusion is basically when, say, Vives have something get in the way, or they have some kind of, obstruction in the view of the base station to the tracker, it will cause the tracking to get lost. Whereas with slimes, it's Wi-Fi. You can go as far as your Wi-Fi radius and be walking around. So I can walk away 40 feet And my headset loses connection faster than my slimes. I can walk far farther with my slimes, still see the slimes working. My headset loses connection. So it's really cool for area type stuff. You're not limited to a single room. You can walk upstairs, you can walk downstairs, go into your different rooms. You can't go in your pool. No going in the water. It doesn't work in the water.
Dang.
People talk about it. They always wonder. They're like, "Can I go in the bath?" No.
Question.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever like seen like a project of like, I mean, I don't know, like someone just, you know, going into a pool or something like that? Like, it's no, for real. Have you seen the video of someone just going in a pool with like the Slime VR stuff? Like, no, for real.
We haven't had that yet, but we had Rames, who's part of the Project Babel face tracking thing. A long time ago, he made a video about riding a bike outside with his slimes in VR, in VR chat and in real life, and he had it side by side, and he's like biking around outside, and he's in VR chat, and you see him pedaling around and stuff. It was great.
So amazing.
Like,
Okay, guys. So now I want to see
trampoline.
someone going in the pool with the Slime VR, guys. That's the thing.
Waterproof full body tracking. I think that's the
Waterproof
next
body
big
track.
thing.
Next level. Next level.
Oh, I can't wait to see people
Yeah.
swimming in VR. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
no,
cool.
it's so much fun, and that's part of the thing. I'm in my role as a community manager at the Slime Discord. I set up events every single week. I do a calibrate and chat every Friday to help people out. Like, so 20-30 people come to these calibrate and chats, and I teach them step by step how to use Slime VR. Let's see, what else can I cover in that? Yep,
So, well, what about the software? I heard a lot about the software. I've heard of the Slime VR server thing, and I've also seen a lot of really cool updates that are supposed to be coming out soon. Can you talk about that?
Oh, sure thing. Okay, so Slime's always in development. It's an active community. We're always working on this, trying to improve it. We got developers come in every day. You know, when a new developer comes in, I kind of serve as a signpost. I'll be like, "Oh, you want to work on this? Go over there. You want to work on that? You go over here. Talk to this person." So I kind of, integrate people that are new developers into the thing. And we just had a new developer come in about 2-3 months ago, Jabberwocky, and comes in out of nowhere, and he brings in this code that's called spine yaw compensation. And basically what it does is it stops drift. Now, here's something about slimes that's a little weird, is it gets drift over time. So you might be sitting here, and then over time, the tracker starts moving a little sideways, and you have to correct for it. You do a little reset, and it goes boom, and it resets you back to normal. And this is just a feature of IMU trackers. They're not accurate to space. They're not positional trackers, they're rotational. So they tend to lose a little bit of their rotation over time. This new beta build, though, stops it. So just like, the other night I was testing this out and watching a movie as one does in VR. And I spent it usually resets are about every maybe 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. And I was sitting there watching a movie, and after an hour and a half, no drift. It was perfect. So this is starting to get things to the level where it's almost like Vive, where you just put on your trackers, you go do your thing, you don't have to hassle with it, and it just works. And this is what we've been trying to get for the last 3 years, is get to the point where it's Vive parity, or at least, not exactly like Vives, but close enough that people are like, yeah, that looks like Vives. So, yeah, another bit of software news on the side. We've been working on magnetometers.
Magnetometers?
I call them mango meters. I'm from Hawaii. Mango meters.
Mango meters.
So yeah, these magnometers. And Wolf actually talked about these earlier with the gloves, and they actually stop that drift and keep things accurate. Exactly. And so that's another thing that's going to be coming up very shortly, is mags are being enabled, and that will also completely stop drift. You'll be able to just put on the trackers. They'll just work. Problem solved. So very excited about that.
That's really, really cool. I think last thing that I have to ask you, at least, is I'm really curious about this Calibrate and Chat event, because I've heard that a lot of people have been having issues with slimes, and they're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know who to talk to. Discord doesn't help much because I don't know what I'm doing. So what exactly is this Calibrate event?
All right. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you will be able to continue and everything. I just wanted to say, like, in the chat, thank you so much, like, anonymous like gifter, and thank you Dark Shadow, like, anonymous, thank you for the 10 subs, and Dark Shadow, thank you for the 35 like subs as I see. Like, this is insane. Okay, just
That's
thank you
awesome.
so much. Yeah, thank you a lot.
Awesome.
That's insane. And also, if don't forget to join, like after this live stream, the VR chat group if you want to be part of the show. Yeah, that's it. You can continue. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah. So just to explain, Calibrate and Chat events, I set these up so that the community has a place to, you just got your slimes, you need to hook in and figure out what to do. Some people they like to figure things out on their own, and they will take hours and hours and hours and hours on their own. And I respect that, but this makes it easy. This makes it go from like, oh, I spent 5 hours on my own trying to figure these things out to 45 minutes. And I explain the entire server, I explain all the features, I explain best locations for the trackers, all the little details that people want to know, and I take questions. And because I've got like about 3,600 hours in SlimeVR, strictly SlimeVR, I have a lot of
Whoa.
experience with this stuff, so I can see people's problems and immediately diagnose them. So it's a little bit of tech support, it's a little bit of instruction, and it's a little bit of community. Everybody gets to chat and talk and look and show off their trackers. That's another thing. People love to show off the trackers.
There's
And
the
it's
yoga
really
events,
fun to
right?
go into a crowd. Yeah. So I got other events too. I've set up Mondays is yoga. Yoga is incredibly good in SlimeVR because it's got great pose detection. This is one of those ones where sometimes Vive users will come in and be like, oh, there's certain moves that are maybe not so good for Vives.
Oh no, I
and
can't lay on
Slimes
my
excel at.
tracker.
Yeah. So, but we love having everybody there. My best friend has Vives. We love people just coming in to see it. It's very open. We have a very cool community that like just loves. This is what we do. We just love it. So everybody's welcome to come in and see what we do. I also do dancing events. We do graffiti events. We do just recently, maid events. You get your little maid outfit on, have fun. Role play events. It's a whole thing. The community asks for what they want. We did a photography event recently. Karen, I'm absolutely gonna nab those worlds, and I'm stealing those worlds. I'm totally using those. Those are so cool. And we play game. We have game world type stuff too, where we find games and just go in VR chat and just run around and be derps. In full body. And that's one of the biggest things I got to say is when you have full body, it brings up like emergent gameplay. When you have people
Yes.
just earlier in an event, we had people, Fia and Tavo and Twice were there at the earlier event. We had SlimeVR 2 VR event. And they were over there, and they're just like punching and kicking each other and having fights and stuff. And it's so fun. It's just so fun. You just get to you have to have that body language that you
Yeah,
really
you got
want to
the
have.
leg crossing, you got the
Yeah,
shrugging, you can do everything. It's really,
all
really
that
cool.
stuff. I'm so excited about it.
So,
I
are there
actually
any
have a
questions from
question.
the audience or you guys? Sorry.
I'm so sorry. It's okay. I actually have two, but my
Mhm,
first one
mhm,
is I think a lot of my friends are wondering too, and perhaps maybe my past self was probably wondering, do you think that
mhm.
Slime VR is a good starter for those who want to
Ooh.
start off with full body tracking?
That's a good one.
Yes, I do think so. It's one of those ones where people that have low frustration tolerance for learning things might be at a disadvantage. So if you really just want it to plug and play and you just want it to work, maybe save up for Vives. Whereas if you're like a little bit of, you're willing to learn, you're willing to find out what works, everybody's body is different. So sometimes people with larger bodies have specific needs to put the trackers maybe on their back instead of the belly.
Yeah.
Maybe not so great, and so it depends on your body a little bit. It's not like a deal killer, but it's like, I tell people at the Calibrate events like what will work for larger bodies or skinnier bodies or short or tall or things like that. So there's a little bit of
Uh-huh.
working with it, but it is a good starter kit. I would say it's very cheap to get full body. Like that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing about it. It's low cost. Is for the cost of like $200, $300 maybe tops. You've got full body. Whereas Vives, you're investing. It's that meme. You open up the wallet. Oh,
They
don't
don't
last
last
for
for only like 4 hours.
Yeah, and the battery life is insane on these things too. Like it goes for 12 hours on a single charge. So you've got like tons of battery life. Your headset, unless you got Bobo VR, your headset will die or unless you're plugged in before your slimes die. So it's really cool. Like you can go to sleep in slimes and wake up next morning and still got charge. So
Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for like the answers and everything. Thank you so much for ZRock for like all of it. That was really cool. So apparently, Karen just vanished. Sorry. But yeah.
I'm
yeah,
still here though,
so,
in
like-
voice.
we can still hear Karen.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, I'm still
unfortunately,
here.
she just vanished. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ZRock. So that was all. That was all the columns for today. That was the episode 1. Thank you so much in the chat. Thank you Dark Shadow Runner for like all of the subs. Thank you Anonymous Gifter for all the subs too. Thank you. I see that there is many people in the chat. That's really amazing to see you guys. And also in the instance, thank you so much like for everything.
Thank you.
When will the beta be live? What do you mean? When will the beta be live? Is that a
For the
question
SlimeVR
on-
server?
I don't know.
when-
Maybe
what-
I can't
sorry.
just told us that. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for like watching this live stream. Hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much, Wolf. Thank you, ZRock. Thank
Don't
you,
forget to
Lyra,
join the group.
Lyra. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
thank you also. Karen just right here coming to us.
Karen's-
Don't forget to join the VR chat group. See you. Join us for the next live session every first Saturday of the month at like 10 p.m. UTC. UTC for the time zones, guys. Like it's a mess. Time zones are a mess. But yeah, thank you so much. That was Hiro. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.